Hello, welcome to Dungeon Roller Podcast. I'm your host Justin. Today we're doing a special review where we're reviewing some of my favorite back issues that I own from my collection, and we're reviewing 4 comics, and they were all part of a crossover event in DC back in '89, where all the different uh, like spy agencies that had superhero slash supervillain characters and in their comic books were going at war with each other because they were basically getting set up against each other by this villain named Lord Naganaga from Cobra. Which, that's the thing with the 80's. There was a lot of snake themed villains in the 80's for whatever reason. I don't know. Like G.I. Joe, He-Man had He-Man. You had the Conan the Adventurer cartoon had a snake themed villain, and yeah. Did they have to call it Cobra? I don't know, man. It just felt like they were kind of ripping off G.I. Joe, which I was trying to watch the G.I. Joe cartoon the other day, and it's good for what it is, but it's man, is this blatant propaganda trying to get kids to join the army? I don't know if it was. So yeah, a lot of the comics didn't. This crossover event didn't have its own series, so it would include issues. It would be in issues of different comic series like Checkmate and Suicide Squad, and also Firestorm and Manhunter. I only own Janus Directive 1, 3, 4, and 8, which the first one is Checkmate Issue 15. Checkmate for Part 3 is Checkmate 16. Part 4 is Suicide Squad Issue 28, and Part 8, I'm missing 4 issues. Is Suicide Squad 29. So the first issue is pretty cool. It's written by they have the guy's name, Paul Cooper-Berg, with art by Steve Irwin. It's Checkmate issue 15. Who is the man called Bishop, which is part 1 of the Janus Directive. Night Kill, because Checkmate is an organization set up by this guy Stein and Harvey Bullock from the Batman comics, where it's a pretty cool organization. I really like the costumes, and they have this hierarchy. They have this hierarchy where you have the pawns, the knights, and the rooks, and whatever Amanda Waller is, because this is Checkmate is technically a subsidiary of Task Force X for some reason. How Amanda Waller is in charge of 2 spy organizations, I don't know, man. That's a little dumb, but this book is pretty cool because it's Checkmate is trying to uncover assassination plot, right? Against a politician, which it turns out to be the new president of some fake South American country by drug traffickers, and the agent in this book, Ray Carson of Checkmate, who's a knight, who wears this cool yellow and black costume. All the Checkmate knights wear that outfit, and he has to uncover the assassination plot while masquerading as the would-be assassin who gets betrayed by the mafia. and he has to fight this villain called Bishop, who you would think was part of Checkmate by the name, but no, it's just an assassin who wears this high-tech body armor suit, which is bulletproof and has a flamethrower. But like, you know, a Ray Carson agent of Checkmate was able to defeat him. Which he gets his ass kicked by Bishop. In the first half, and it goes back to fight him, wearing extra armor, carrying a big battle rifle, and he even has like a little shield. But he beats him with the lance weapon of the Checkmate Knights, which the lance weapon is basically like an extendable pole, kind of like the extendable poles weapons you would see, like, you know, Deathstroke or the Robin or Nightwing would use. But it's also like a bazooka. It's also a bazooka. It shoots like mini explosives, which, you know, he uses to defeat Bishop at the end of the issue, which was really cool. So we really enjoyed this issue. The next issue, which is Checkmate 16, which is part 3 of the Janus Directive, where you have this really cool cover where you see one of my favorite DC characters, Peacemaker. This is my first introduction to Peacemaker, by the way, where he fights Major Force, Major Force was part of the Atom Project, which is part of the Captain Atom group, where like he works directly under the military. And Major Force is one of those characters where he was technically a good guy, but he was technically working for the government, but he was kind of a villain. He supposedly, there's this famous comic in the I think it was like the mid 90s, where he was like a Green Lantern Kyle Rayner villain for a while, and he killed Kyle. There's like a famous issue where Major Force kills Kyle Rayner's girlfriend and stuffs her into like a refrigerator. So in this issue, you get it's called Shadow Knights, which is also written by Paul Cooperberg and with art by Rick Hoberg. Which this issue, the Atom Project was attacked by Cobra or whoever. No, it might have been the Suicide Squad people. I don't know. And they killed like a character called Babylon, and kidnapped Dr. Magella, who's this this scientist that worked with Captain Atom, who's like in like a robot wheelchair, right? So in this issue, they're learning about the Janus Directive. They think it's like Amanda Waller's behind it. So the leaders of Checkmate, which is Henry Bullock and I think the other guy, Stein something, I forget his name, decide to attack Belle Reve Prison, and to assassinate Amanda Waller. So you have like a random agent of Checkmate teams up with Blackthorn, who's like a character that was in Marv Wolfman's comic book Vigilante, if I remember correctly. And you have this other chick named Val Volstagg. I don't know. None of these characters have superpowers, by the way. So they attack Belle Reve Prison. They end up fighting Captain Boomerang and Bronze Tiger, right? Where there's a cool issue there's a cool part of the comic book where like Captain Boomerang is like watching, is in his room watching like Sean Connery James Bond movies, and and Blackthorn attacks him from behind. He's like, Timothy Dalton's the best. Which, you know, the Dalton movies, in my opinion, were fucking awful. Whatever. I'm more of a Roger Moore guy. But yeah, you have some cool fight scenes in this book. Right? And then immediately after, you know, they have to, they fail to kill Amanda Waller. She escapes. The Adam Project retaliates on oh no, it was Checkmate that attacked the Adam Project and kidnapped Dr. Megilla. But they were told to kill Megilla by Amanda Waller, which they decided to kidnap him. I forgot that. I read all these. I binge read these issues. Okay, so yeah, the Adam Project retaliates, attacks Checkmate's headquarters with major force, and then you see like Peacemaker, who's currently working with Checkmate, suit up to attack major force. Though before they fight, the issue ends. So that kind of sucked. But you have this really cool, like, full page, like, confrontation between Peacemaker and Major Force, which he's equipped with a battle rifle and a jetpack, which I don't think he's gonna have a jetpack in the new movie, unfortunately. So next is Suicide Squad 28, which is part 4 of the Janus Directive, which is written by, this issue is called Death Game, where you have like it starts off with two secret agents being tracked down by these ninja assassins, which are working for Cobra, and they're trying to pass along the message to King Faraday, who's like a spy in the DC universe, that hey, Cobra is behind everything, right? So you get this cool fight scene with Peacemaker, Major Force. Also, the Suicide Squad decide to retaliate on Checkmate. So you have, like, they send a team of Suicide Squad people to attack Checkmate, led by Vixen, who has like animal powers. You got Shade the Changing Man, Count Vertical, and Duchess, who I don't really know much about that character, but she comes off like a female Rambo, but she's also like super strong and tough. So that, so the the Checkmate people are kind of in like a bad position in this issue, but they were able to turn it. They were able to turn it around. Count Vertical almost gets killed in this issue. And Blackthorn, like, you know, sneaks up behind General Elling, who's in charge of the Adam Project, and makes him cancel the attack. You also have a cameo by Captain Atom at the end of this book, and King Faraday, and I think Lois Lane is in this issue, if I remember correctly. She gets like I think she has a cameo. She's in a couple of these issues. Yeah, she's in this one. Yeah, she is. Which the one thing about Lois Lane in this like series is that per issue her hairstyle is different. At one point she has like red hair, at one point she has like brown hair. It's like, what the hell? Isn't Lois Lane supposed to have black hair? Whatever. So the last Janus Directive issue I have is Suicide Squad issue 29, which is part 8. It's written by John Estranger and Kim Yale, with art by John K. Snyder III, where you have like all of our characters, you have the Adam Project and Checkmate team up against Amanda Waller, where Checkmate and the Adam Project attack Bell Reef Prison, you even have a cool helicopter fight scene where like Peacemaker is operating a helicopter, and he gets in a fight with Jaeger, who's piloting Sheba, which is the helicopter that the Suicide Squad have, and like Peacemaker gets shot down by Jaeger and Sheba, and just flies out with, because like Peacemaker has a jetpack, flies out of his shot down helicopter and just fucking flies right into the windshield of Sheba and attacks Jaeger, like, and also the Checkmate free the Forces of July superhero team, which is part of Captain the Atom Project, I think, and they fight the Suicide Squad. And in this book, Manhunter, who was in a previous issue, which I didn't have that issue, infiltrates the Cobra, which is Cobra is in a spaceship in orbit of the Earth, where they're planning to. The whole reason why they did this false flag and pitted the intelligence agencies against each other was because they have a plan to wipe out everybody on Earth and then repopulate the planet. And they did the false flag so like the agencies, the intelligence agencies, would be too busy fighting each other to stop them, right? So where's Superman when this shit is going on? Also, Firestorm is in this book, by the way. Firestorm fights Major Force at the end of the issue. For some reason. So, I don't know, I really enjoyed these books. I picked them up when I first started like collecting comics. I picked these up at an antique store because I didn't know we had a comic book store in town. And it's the thing where like I really enjoyed these comics, and I was going to hunt down and track down the rest of the Janus Directive issues, which I've had no luck. I've had no luck in the last like 10 or so years, or 15 years, but we'll keep trying to hunt these down. It's the thing where I keep forgetting about it. But I don't know, I really enjoyed these comics, and they were a decent read. I'm not going to give it a rating because I don't have all of them. I only have 4 out of 11, which it sounds like they didn't even do the whole like because in the last issue they said it concludes, and like the next issue is going to be whatever, like Checkmate issue whatever, and then it would conclude in the next issue of Suicide Squad or whatever, and that would have made it like only 10 issues when this was supposed to be 11-part series. So I think it might have got canceled. I'm not 100% sure if it went to the full like 11 issues, which it was supposed to be, 11 issue series. And I don't know if this ever got into trades. I've looked it up, and like I looked it up, and I can't find any graphic novels or trades of the Janus Directive, unfortunately, which sucks because it was a pretty cool read. I really liked all the different characters, though Checkmate seems to be like the weakest. That's the thing. When your big gun is Peacemaker, that's a bit of a problem because Peacemaker, who's a really cool character, does not have any superpowers. And if people don't know about Peacemaker, like Peacemaker was apparently the original, the inspiration behind Watchmen's comedian. I don't know how much of that, I don't know how true that is, but but they are kind of similar characters, but where they're like bloodthirsty, like military guys, but Peacemaker at least has like a philosophy, which I don't know. Peacemaker's a really cool character. I need to pick up more issues, a Peacemaker. But yeah, that's it for this video. Our back issue special, and for part 2 of our back issue DC Comics special, we're reviewing some New Titans books. We're gonna review New Titans issue 64 by Wolfman, New Titans annual 7, which came out 1991, which is called Armageddon 2001, The New Titans, which is a book that takes place in the future where you see like a middle-aged Nightwing who's has like a shield and a machine gun for some reason. And we're gonna review Deathstroke the Terminator issue 1, which I love this book. Well, I love the cover. The book inside, it's just an origin story for Deathstroke, but I really love the cover for this book. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and comment, and check out my other comic reviews. They're not as random as this one, where I actually review like a full book. All right, guys, that's it. Peace.